Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, folks, we're back here, Miller Family Trucking. This is the super late models, and this is the thing. These were some of the bad boys. I mean, you're going to see a lot of the guys who ran in the pro late models running this one, but whew, if it's anything like what the pro late models was, that was an exciting race.
And already Jordan Casey is making a statement known as he goes quick time 15.313. Chase Hardy 15.326. Matt Selby up in the top three right now as well. Dylan Yeager, Joshua Koonsbeck. So again, you know you always got to wait for the guys like Blake Majulis and them that are still yet to qualify. Murtaugh, Mills, all these guys still yet to go out. So interesting to see who holds quick time after all these cars hit the track. But right now, Jordan Casey with a 15.313 is quick time.
Yeah, Jordan Casey legs really fast. We'll see if he kind of holds up here. But you got Chase Hardy right there in second, Matthew Selby in third right now, and Dylan Yeager fourth. Koonsbeck round out that fifth place spot. You got some notable names in here, though. Kind of looking back here throughout the field, which I do not see Blake Lewis.
I don't either, so I'm intrigued to see what's going on there. But Casey still holds quick time here. Guys are still coming in, so who knows? Maybe he's just a little behind here of trying to load in, but we will find out here again. Casey still holding quick time as it's Casey, Hardy, Selby, Yeager, Koonsbeck. They're still holding strong, and they will hold strong because now heat racing is starting, and Jordan Casey going to set the tone here. Podium in the pro lates, and now quick time for the supers.
Heat race one, we got Jordan Casey going to be out front in this one. Austin Sesson there starting in second. Corey Valise up in third. Robbie Buchanan Jr. starting fourth. Joshua Fuller there in fifth. James Bradwell starting sixth. J.D. Brown seventh. Darren Little starting up in eighth. Hardine Cochran the ninth. Anthony Thompson up in 10th. And Willie Howell round out the 11th place spot. So most noticeably did not see Blake Majulis. He's one of the defending champs here in the super late models. Well, maybe he's just taking the night off. I mean, he did blast through the field that last one. But a guy that we will see later, Don Ruggiero, he's back out here.
So yet again, we talked about the drama with points-wise. Now think about this. Evan C's not here. and now Blake Majulis isn't here. Now, I don't know if Dylan Wilson is here either. So if Dylan Wilson's not here either, the top Dylan Wilson is here. He is signed in here. He took qualifying time. But think about this for a second. Your top 2 in points aren't here, so Dylan Wilson, Trey Mills, Cody Nevin, James Braswell Jr., and the list goes on. This is your advantage night here to catch up to guys like C, like Majulis, and possibly have a chance of taking that championship from them. But don't forget 2 drop weeks. So maybe it looks like C and Majulis might be using those drop weeks here early on in the season. Well, think for Majulis, he has no drop weeks in the pros, but back-to-back podiums for Majulis in the Supers, so Majulis does have some drop weeks he can use. But for some of these guys, it's time to pick up the pace again. Next week is the midpoint of the season, so it's time to saddle up because heat race number 1, pace truck is in, and the heat race number 1 is green, Casey Sessions. And here comes Casey into turn 1 and 2. He's going to lead him in there. Jordan Casey, remember, him and Austin Sessions, 2 guys that made a name in the Pro Late Model feature. Now those 2 battling it out for a top spot here in heat race number 1.
There they are. You got Casey Sessions right there side by side. Then you got that 3rd place there, Belize. He's got Robbie Buchanan on his outside looking in because Buchanan wants to make it in the show. They're 3 wide. We saw this earlier. They went 3, 4, 5 wide here at this track tonight. Still a battle. Sessions wants that lead. Casey's got it.
Yes, the battles are going on here. Casey Sessions 1 and 2. Coy Valise in that 3rd spot right now, trying to hold off Robbie Buchanan in that 4th spot there. So Coy Valise also chasing after Casey and Sessions. Those 2 side by side. Give it back to Jordan Casey in the top spot. Austin Sessions now trying to hold on to 2nd here as Valise on the bottom side. He's going to take over 2nd for the time being and now going after the race leader of Casey.
You know, and right now Buchanan has got the best seat in the house. He's watching this battle unfold in front of him. He goes to the high side up there on that top side cushion as we're riding here with him. He saw all 3 cars go low. He's going to get a drive off the turn. He's going to try to go side by side, door to door with a Valise. He's going to be able to take it away from him. A Session still hanging on in the 2nd. Casey's out top, but Buchanan takes the 3rd place spot.
So battles are on here. Buchanan trying to hold on to that 3rd spot. Valise now trying to get back in the mix here. He has Fuller. He has J.D. Brown as well. There is battles going on here. Remember, top 3 go on to the A main. The rest will have to go to the LCQs later on tonight. But Casey, Sessions, Buchanan, that is your top 3. And now side by side, here we go for that 2nd spot. Side by side for the 5th spot as well here, as that is Valise and Fuller going at it as well.
And the top 3, Sessions, Casey, Buchanan, they're all battling for position up there, but they're all in the show for the moment. They don't want to mess that up. Belize, he says, you know what, you guys get up there and keep battling. I'm going to come back in as he's trying to close in on the back end of Buchanan. And you've got Fuller back there. Don't count him out.
Sessions and Casey going at it side by side as Buchanan holding on to that top spot. Valise and Fuller there. That is going to be a battle there for your 3rd and final transfer spot, as actually it's a battle for 2nd now because Jordan Casey under pressure here as now Valise goes to the inside on Buchanan. Side by side they go. That is for your 3rd and final spot here as we are white flag is in the air. Final corner, and now here comes Casey to the inside. Side by side contact. There goes Sessions in the air as now more contact happening here, and it's going to be Buchanan, Fuller, and Casey taking the top 3 spots there. So Josh Fuller and Buchanan.
Well, here's the thing there, Alex. Casey got into the leader. Are they going to let that hold? That's going to be the question we have to look at.
As Casey there, I think what Jordan Casey was trying to do was stop there just to cost himself a transfer spot as the classy move. But man, man, chaos happens there.
Wow.
Justin Thomas just got home from a long 24-hour of Daytona. That was interesting. That was a great finish, actually, at the 24 hours of Daytona. But we had a great finish there, and heat race number 2 looks to be just as good.
Yeah, and like you said, would you go back in that heat race 2 here? We gridded them up. We got Hardy out front, Flatten there starting in 2nd, Waddell in 3rd, Smith in 4th, Demasi up in 5th, Siebert in 6th, Rosario there and starting in 7th, Hunter starting 8th, Barry in 9th, and Valey starting in 10th. Hope I said it right. But just to go back on that last heat race, again, we'll find out about how Jordan Casey there, because he unfortunately got into the leader, and the leader went upside down, and you know he's going to have to run the LCQ because of that. That's tragic on his end, but it's chaos There was about 4 cars there, Alex, sideways coming to the line.
Yeah, it was a crazy finish there, but I guarantee this one will be, if not crazier, hopefully just at least better here. So green flag is waving. That was a sketchy start, but we're still green here as it's going to be Hardy Flatten. They're going out front here and now battle for the 4th spot there. Tomasi trying to make moves here early as caution flag is waving. And I'm not surprised to see the caution flag wave because that start was a little sketchy.
Yeah, so they'll retest this start, see what they got to do on it. But man, what a night tonight! It has just been a wild one. Guys out here have done what they need to do. This track's been really racy. It's been a lot of great racing out, and I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We're live on multiple channels. We got OSR Network on YouTube, Facebook. We got Ultimate Dirt TV on Facebook, Miller Family Trucking on Facebook, dirtfan.com, Facebook. So wherever you want to check it out, check his awesome races. And at first heat races, they call them heat races, and that definitely was hot.
Yeah, it was, and it looks like the lights are out, so we will go back. Green flag racing here out of turn number 4. We're going to try this restart here again. Hardy and Flatten on the front row. Pace truck about to come off. And then again, at 10 laps of distance, 3 go on to the show. The rest to be main action here tonight at Eldora Speedway. Hardy and Flatten. Pace truck is off. Green flag is out. Chase Hardy with a good start there. Hardy gonna go top side. Now here comes Flatten to the inside, side by side for the race lead. Then you have Waddell, Smith, Tomasi. That's your battle for the 3rd spot there, as now Flatten gonna have problems here, and now he's under pressure there from Nathan Waddell.
Yeah, you got Flatt and Waddell battling each other side by side. That's for the 2nd place spot. Here comes 3rd. Smith's going to look on the inside. And now it's going to pull the battle back here around the 4th place spot with Sieber. As the top 4 go single files. I say that, never mind. Here comes Smith. He says, I want that spot back.
The battles are on here, especially for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Waddell holding it right now, and it is Smith also in the mix there. Scott Smith, Nathan Waddell, those two going at it. Don't forget Cody Sieber also in the mix there. So 3-car battle for that 3rd spot going on. Hardy out in front, Ryan Flatten in the 2nd spot. Side by side, these two will go again here for that top spot. Hardy on the top side, though, making that top side work right now. And now again, Flatten under pressure here from Waddell, Sieber, Smith, and now John Ruggiero Jr. in the mix here as Hardy had problems. Here we go. Let's start racing now. Flatten, Waddell, they're up in front here. Sieber now takes a 3rd spot. Hardy had major problems, got to the wall.
Yeah, you got Ruggiero. Don't count him out. Don't blink. He's coming up through the field. We know he's a hard charger. He's up to 5th. Now he's got his hands full with Chase Hardy, though, who is battling with him back and forth to that 5th and 6th place spot. As Sieber, meanwhile, up into the 4th place spot. He's one position now. He's in 3rd place transfer as he's got Smith. They're going at it. So they got a battle behind them and a battle in front of them.
So battles are on, especially for this 3rd and final spot between Scott Smith and Cody Sieber. Slide job there from Sieber. Now it's 3 wide here for that 3rd spot. Battle is on here. 2 laps to go. Actually, 3 laps to go. Sorry, my bad. As it's Smith, Sieber, Hardy, Ruggiero Jr. also right there as Ruggiero Jr. and Hardy make contact there as now Smith holds on here. Sieber, though, and now chaos has struck in turn 1 and 2. Caution flag is out.
Yeah, that was Chase Hardy right there. Got involved with that one. He was battling hard. Let's go back and watch the replay here. Like he just got a car tucked up underneath him. There was a bunch of hard racing. But you was talking right before that, though, Ruggiero got slammed up into the wall. He lost all his momentum, but Hardy right here. Couldn't get that thing straight. Came off the wall. Got up underneath the 500 machine. From there, try a new way around the track. Can't park it there.
So here we go. Is this? I think I jinxed it when I said this heat race was going to be a little bit more chaotic, and man, it's lived up to it. As
well, Vince's been that way. It's been crazy tonight.
I'm still jealous that Rich Murtaugh is at the beach.
Yeah, well, he's at the beach. Justin came from the beach, so it's like,
I Oh, and guess what? Not even just that. We got ourselves a green-white checkered here. So, Joe, for the third straight week here, we go green-white checkered in one of the heat races. So the curse continues for me. But here we go. Flatt and Waddell Smith is your top three here. Can anyone top those three for a transfer spot? Sieber and Hunter are the first two out here. But a lot of damage on these cars here as a white flag about the wave.
And the white flag, as you see, that's old Flatten coming around for the final time. He's going to take that white flag. You got Waddell behind him. Smith still got a clean track in right there in front of him, because meanwhile it's Sieber and Hunter there side by side. As long as they stay hooked up side by side, it's going to be the man in third place. Smith's going to hang on to it out of four. Flatten, Waddell, and Smith.
Man, another good heat race here tonight. And again, with this racetrack, you never know who's going to win. And heat race number 3 has a lot of heavy hitters.
It does. Out front's going to start Matthew Selby, along with Thaddeus Marshall starting in second. Dylan Wilson's up in third. Logan Rumsey fourth. Richard Murtaugh Jr. fifth. Jarrett Jones there in sixth. Brent Evans in seventh. James Clausen in eighth. Logan Brass in ninth. And Elton Beck in the 10th place spot. And you just mentioned it right there. This one's got some heavy hitter names. I mean, most of the features do, but there's only 3 spots you get to go instantly to the feature. Everyone else has to run the LCQs. I'm going to tell whether or not, though, will they be 2 LCQs or 3. If there's 3, man, it hurts you if you got to start back in the back. If there's 2, not so bad, because at least you got an extra spot you can get up there and get in the show.
It's gonna get good here. Heat race number 3 is green here. Selby, Thaddeus, Marshall. As here comes the battle already for the second spot going at it. That's Marshall, that's Wilson. Side-by-side battle there for your second spot. They're about to pull in Matthew Selby here as well. So we might have a 3-car battle, but right now, Selby out in front. Marshall, Wilson, Logan Rumsey also there in the middle.
Yeah, Selby out front. You said Marshall, he's trying to see what he can do. Wilson, the way up on that top side lane. Richard Murtaugh Jr. is firing on all 8 cylinders. He's got Rumsey on his outside, but Murtaugh's trying that low line to see if he can't get to the third place of Wilson. Dylan's hanging on to still battle for second.
Battle for second is on. Actually, battle for the top spot is on as well. Selby, Marshall, Wilson going at it here into turn 3 and 4. They will go side by side. They come as it's going to be still a battle here. Selby out in front, Marshall on that bottom side. As now here comes Dylan Wilson. Wilson going to throw a slide job for the race lead into turn 1 and 2 and out of turn 2. It's still Dylan Wilson into 3 and 4. Selby going to return the slider here with going to be 6 laps to run here in heat race number 3.
Back and forth, slide jobs, Wilson, Selby, look out, here comes Wilson again on the outside. He takes a good slide job move. Selby gets up there and pounds him in the side of the door. Rumsey and Marshall, though, they're battling for their final transfer stop. They're definitely door-to-doors. The leaders was door-to-door.
Selby and Wilson going at it. Rumsey now battling it out with Thaddeus Marshall. That's Marshall and Rumsey. Rumsey has a third spot as Dylan Wilson on the top side there. Wilson has the top spot over Matthew Selby. Here comes Rumsey now to the inside on Selby. Slide job for the second spot on Matthew Selby. Logan Rumsey now putting the money here as he hits the wall, opens the door for Selby. Selby going to try and go bottom. Not going to clear the slider on the race leader, but takes back the second spot.
He almost had a 2-for-1 special right there. Had to give one back, though, but he's back up in the third. Now he's got his hands full with Marshall. The one thing I see with some of the slide jobs, if they get up into that wall, kills all momentum. So it's a risk versus reward, been up there in that cushion. Meanwhile, Wilson's out front. Selby's in second. Rumsey hanging on the third, but he is tearing up that back bumper of old Selby to see if he can't get that second place. And Marshall's back there lurking in the weeds.
Thaddeus Marshall closing in on Logan Rumsey there. Slide job, contact between the race leaders there. Car around, white flag is out, so no caution will be waved here. This race will under green conditions here. Logan Rumsey out in front. He got the beneficiary of this. Logan Rumsey, he's going to win heat race number 3. Coming home in the second spot, the 187 machine. That is going to be Thaddeus Marshall. And Dylan Wilson, he's going to come back and finish in the third spot. And yet another heat race of chaos.
Got a question in here, though. You know, race controls, obviously the one there, Rumsey got into the back of Selby, spun him around, even though no caution. I don't know the ruling on there, so we'll have to see how they do. I mean, tough night for the officials. I mean, them guys are probably having their hands full. I'm having a good time up here watching the racing, but here we go. Let's grid them up again. Dylan Yeager out front. Blake Majulis. There's Blake Majulis. I didn't see him earlier. He's there. Maybe he just didn't take a qualifying run. Starting in second here. Bob Klein up in third. Jason Moore there in fourth. Jesse Eckerkin. Etterkin. Said it right there in fifth. Dylan Hauser up in sixth. Tyson Uliki seventh. Jaden Sheehan up in eighth. Jackson Franklin in ninth. And Matthew Logan rounds out the 10th place spot. So if you're race control, Alex, how much of a headache are you having right now?
It's concerning. It's
Yeah.
I look. I hate to say it. That's above my pay grade, and well, it's above both of our pay grades.
We just bring the excitement, man. That's what we just bring the excitement.
we get paid to call races, not make those calls. And I will gladly call races over making those calls any day of the week.
Yeah, and again, my hats off to those guys up there, Steve, and all the company up there. I mean, them boys are probably about like, you got to be kidding me. But it's been that racing all night long. I mean, the guys have been at each other. I mean, it's been a good racy track. Exciting for the viewers. I'm excited as we go green here for our heat race number 4. And hopefully it's going to be a good one here. Jaeger gets out front. Majulis there in second. Klein holds on the third. Here comes Moore and company.
Dylan Yeager, fresh off a World of Outlaws sprint car win last Monday night in the Pro Series. Now he's out in front here. Blake Majulis in lap number 1. It's Majulis in the second spot. That battle for the third spot, though, is heating up as there's Klein, there's Moore, there's Dylan Hauser. Don't forget about Hunt the Front's Jesse Enderkin as well. That battle for third is going to heat up very quickly.
Absolutely. You've got Yeager, Majulis, Klein, Moore and company. But Moore right now has got his hands full with a 3 wide of Dylan Hauser, who shot that thing through the middle. Now he went sliding up the track, hit the wall. Klein still holding on to the third place spot. He's got a little breathing room for right now, but he's going to have Moore closing in here soon.
And there it is, Klein holding on right now. Klein going to try and close in here on Blake Majulis as Majulis and Yeager going at it here. Slide jobs being traded between those two, opening the door for that 7 machine of Bob Klein to close in on your race leaders. And then you have that 88 machine, Jason Moore, and it is Enterkin, Hauser. Those two cars right now on the outside looking in. They need to put some work in and gain some speed if they want to make tonight's feature event.
Look out, don't look now, but I tell you what, the man up front, Blake Majulis, he did this last race and won it, and right now he's doing it again, going down low, hitting the slide jobs. Blake Majulis takes it out front. Dylan Yeager's now falling back in the clutches of Bob Klein. Those two are battling for second and third. They got some breathing room, about a second lead over Moore, who's got his hands full with Eckerton back there. So the one thing Yeager and Klein don't want to do, get in trouble.
Majulis, Yeager, Klein, that is your top 3 right now. Behind them, there's still battles going on, but Yeager and Klein. Yeager on that middle line. Here he comes. He gets the run out of the corner. He goes to the inside here. Klein going to go a slide job here for your second spot as Yeager gets into the wall. Now Yeager, he's going to go to the bottom side here, side by side, entering the corner. Slide job from Yeager. That is for your second spot. Majulis pulling away here as we are closing in 2 laps to run in heat race number 4.
Gonna get that white flag. Blake Majulis did this last race, got out front and long gone with it. Yeager now is battling with Klein. Those two guys are throwing slide jobs because they got a little breathing room over Eckerton as they hit the white flag. Final time this time.
White flag in the air, and Jesse Enderkin closing in on your top 2 there as it's Yeager, it's Klein, and now Enderkin going to try and make it interesting for that third spot. Majulis wins. Yeager going to come second, and Enderkin tried to make the move, but Bob Klein comes home in the third spot. Jesse Enderkin comes home 4th. Dylan Hauser in 5th. So talk about 2 heavy hitters that have to go into an LCQ tonight. That is Jesse Enderkin and Dylan Hauser. For the second time tonight, Hauser is in a B main.
Wow, and I tell you what, it doesn't get any easier here because we got heat race number 5. Joshua Koonsbeck going to be out front in this one. Trey Mills starting in second. Nick Baum there in third. Cody Naveen up in fourth. AJ Cruz starting fifth. Chase Barbaros in sixth. Brandon Freeberg up in seventh. Travis St. Clair starting at 8. Jason Korn 9th. And Jordan Mitchell is rounding out the 10th starting spot here. So I'm not sure what the starting order is going to be, but it's going to be interesting to see what some of those guys are able to do. And in 5 heat races, we're going to be close to being three LCQs. And if it does, guys like Hauser, if they're too far back, remember, you're only going to have, what, 2 or 3 positions to make it to the feature tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. Remember, James Braswell, J.D. Brown, they're in a B main tonight here. Tanner Tomasi, John Ruggiero Jr., Austin Hunter also in a B main. And then Richard Murtaugh Jr., Jarrett Jones. The list goes on of guys in a B main. And then you put Jesse Enterkin and Dylan Hauser into a B main as well. These B mains are going to be hot and heavy. It's going to be big moves coming early for these guys, especially if they're starting mid-pack, but green flag is out. Final heat race of the night is green here, and here we go. Koonsbeck Mills, side by side, they go into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, again, these guys are side by side, but the biggest battle is happening right behind them. They're 4 wide coming into the turn. Are you kidding me? That's a triple slide job. We got a car upside down. Trey Mills. What? No caution? That's what I was going to say. Had to be one. Let's go back and see what happened to him, because they went in there 3 wide slide job. I don't think I've ever seen that happen on a track. Look at this. Trey Mills, though, unfortunately, just wrong place, right, wrong time. A little pop, and he's upside down dead on the track. But what a move. That was crazy. Insane, if you're...
And now you add yet another car to a B main.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. That and another fast car to the LCQ. So, you know, and again, I know these guys are quick. I know they can get up through there, but that is what you don't want to happen. You don't want to have to go through these LCQs, because normally it's not like what it was in the last one. Where there was 4 positions that go. Normally it's only 2 or 3, because the fields are so big here. And if you go in those LCQs and you start, let's say, back in 10th or even further back, you pretty much say your day is done unless you get some help.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least here. I think right now, if we were to throw the checkered right now, AJ Cruz, Cody Nevin, Chase Barbera would also be in a B main here tonight. And for a lot of these guys, think Dylan Hauser in a B main, Trey Mills in a B main. You know, the list goes on here. Enterkin, like, these guys are in top 10 in points or top 15 in points, and they're in a B main again tonight. It's not where they want to be when points racing is a big thing, especially it's not like a summer points race where you start in March and you go to October. This is a 8-race season, and we're in race 3 tonight, and race 4 is tomorrow, next Sunday. That's a mid season point. If you are having a hard time now, you need to step it up, or you are in a big problem here. 8 weeks goes very quickly, and so do 10 laps. Green flag is back out here, and it's going to be Koonsbeck, Baum, Brandon Freeberg, AJ Cruz. But right now, Freeberg holding on that 3rd and final spot. AJ Cruz has company. Chase Barbera, he's going to come after AJ Cruz. They're both coming after Baum and Freeberg.
You see that big slide job Barbera right there. He's trying to take over that 4th place spot, but the top 3 got a very huge jump on the field here, and they're able to get away, so they've almost got a 2nd lead over Barbera and Cruz back there, who are battling with each other. That's what Baum wants to see. Freeberg wants to see it too. Here comes Nick Baum. He's going for the lead.
Baum goes slide job on your race leader of Joshua Koonsbeck. Freeberg now under pressure. Here comes Cruz. Here comes Barbera. Those two closing in on your 3rd and 2nd place car, and even your leader, because right there's Joshua Koonsbeck. So Koonsbeck, Baum, Freeberg battling it out right now as a slide job yet again by Baum on Koonsbeck. Here comes Freeberg now to put his hat in the mix. 3 wide, they will go into 3 and 4 as there Koonsbeck gets a run. Baum gets a run as well here, as now Freeberg back under pressure from Chase Barbera. So now a 4-car race for 3 transfer spots.
Absolutely. Nick Baum out front, but he's got company. Koonsbeck looks on the inside of him. You got Freeberg, Barbera. Freeberg's been able to close it in. He wants that last final transfer spot. He says, boys, you keep battling up there. I'm going to take it from you. He looks to the inside. Not going to be able to get it yet. Oh, little contact between the 2nd place man. That's going to open the door up there for Barbera. He goes from 4th all the way to 2nd.
And here comes AJ Cruz. Here comes Cody Nevin. They're both closing in here on Brandon Freeberg. All three cars are on the outside looking in here. And it's Joshua Koonsbeck who's in that third spot right now. Nick Baum, your new race leader. Chase Barbera in the second spot. Here comes Freeberg to the inside there on Koonsbeck. A little contact between the two of them. Side by side, they will come. White flag in the air for heat race number 5. Freeberg, Koonsbeck, that's your battle for the transfer spot. Here comes Cody Nevin now. 3-car battle, contact being made here. Freeberg going to go block the bottom side here from Koonsbeck. Koonsbeck runs slider line as a drag race to the finish. It looks like Nick Baum wins the heat race number 5. Chase Barbera, Brandon Freeberg, that's your top 3. And what an entertaining heat race to end the night. And now it's time to find out. It will be 3 B mains here tonight.
Ooh.
12 laps distance. Top 3 move on to the A main tonight. The rest pack it up and go to Bristol Motor Speedway next week.
And here's where it gets hard, because guys like Austin Sessions, who is starting back in 11th place spot, and Jason Korn back there in 9th. Even got Tyson Uliki, Richard Murtaugh Jr. there in 5th. Literal on this one. Naveen, got Eckerton. You talk about some heavy here, but only 3 spots get you into the feature here tonight for this one.
So think about it here, folks. 15 cars are locked into tonight's A main event. 9 more cars out of these 3 B mains will be locked in, and that will set up our A main field tonight. And think about that already. Rumsey, Majulis, Buchanan starting on the front. On the pole is Buchanan. So Buchanan and Ryan Flatten, those 2 guys are going to be fun to watch tonight as you think about it here. Blake Majulis, we saw him do the work already tonight in the Pro Late Models, but now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. It's checkers or wreckers time here. These guys need to make the start here. Brown, Enerkin, Hunter, Nevin, Murtaugh, Literal, like the list goes on here in just this first B main. 3 guys go on, the rest go home. And for a lot of these guys, they're in points racing.
I always say a lot of times in my oval side, business is about to pick up, run what you run, but business picks up race after race here in the dirt side, because something's on the line every time you step on that track. And you just named it right there. It looks like Tyson Leakey did not grid, so his night might be done. But you talk about Austin Sessions back there in 10th and 9th. He's got to go as the green flag flies. He's only got 3 spots to get up there to making the features. Brown gets out front where he wants to be. Eckerton right there behind him. Murtaugh Jr. Meanwhile, Austin Hunter's upside down already, and that could be doomed to his night. Let's go back on the replay here, Alice, and let's see what happened, because Hunter wasn't that far off from the top spot, around about 3rd or 4th place spot starting. See what happened to him here. This goes back a little bit, so it went to the green. In that 8 machine there and inside. 3 wide. Oh, he gets punched in the back. Another machine, and then just gets flipped.
And that is their Literal, as Literal will be headed to the back here. So it's going to be interesting to see now, because now you put Richard Murtaugh Jr. up a spot here. So he'll be on, he'll be 1 spot out. Cody Nevin now moves up into a transfer spot. So, for some of these guys, they're thinking they're lucky stars right now that they're moving up throughout the field and not have to do any work. But you still have about 11 laps that you have to fight for your spot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one. It's going to be interesting. You got Richard Murtaugh Jr. as we go green on the 4th place spot, and we got a car around. That's Avila. Well, no, actually, Jason Korn. Why? She just looks like he didn't get going, or just something didn't go, and then the 49 got in the back of him. Watch right here, because it happened on the start. So I don't know if he just didn't get going or what, but fortunately turned into the wall. Night's probably done, but wow, it's frustrating. Slows it down just a little bit for the drivers. You got something to think about. You got J.D. Brown out front, Eckerton right there in second, Murtaugh, and yeah, it's going to move Murtaugh up one. Are they going to put net? Oh, okay, we're back in front of him.
So, chaos.
Yeah. Wow.
Welcome to Eldora.
And this track has surprised me tonight. Normally this is a top side dominant track, but this place is racy. I mean, sure, I've seen them 3-4 wide here before, but this one is kind of reminiscent back to that, was it the Kokomo track, I think it was, a couple weeks ago, where, man, it was just racing all over the place. And tonight seems about the same way.
Yeah, it's the only difference is if it's like Kokomo, I can speak Kokomo, or like a Lima Land, which we're at in 2 weeks, Fairbury, like those are short tracks, you know, those are a little bit more give and take. But Eldora, it's a big track. Like, I understand you want to make the A main, but what you're doing right now is you have a chance of wrecking your car and calling it a night real quick.
And true, with only 3 positions to get in there, I mean, you got heavy hitters, guys like Avila, Murtaugh, Sessions, you know, just to name a few. I mean, there's several. All the guys on the outside looking in are all heavy hitters. Green flag, though. Brown's doing what he needs to do. Stay out front. Eckert and Ray hanging on to that second. But, man, Richard Murtaugh Jr. says, I want the final transfer. Cody Naveen, though, is not going to give up easily.
Nevin and Murtaugh side by side. Those two will go for your third and final spot. Murtaugh on the bottom, Nevin up top. Here we go again into turn 1 and 2. They're still side by side. Up in top is Nevin. Murtaugh on the bottom side. Etterkin and Brown. Those two starting to pull away here, but that battle for third. Nevin and Murtaugh side by side battle as Etterkin gets up a little bit too close to that wall. Made a little tap there, but now he's going after your race leader there of J.D. Brown.
Yeah, like you said, Nevin hanging on to that third. Murtaugh Jr. is trying everything he can. Slide jobs on the bottom, slide jobs on the top side, riding in his tire tracks, seeing whatever he can do. But Nevin is holding off a huge battle from Richard Murtaugh Jr. And it's a heavy, heavy fight going on for third and fourth. But it's heating up for the lead. Brown out front, Eckerton right there behind him. Austin Sessions, though, nowhere to be found close to him. He's about a second back. He needs to pick the pace up if he wants to hope to go to the feature tonight.
As next time around we'll be halfway. There's a slide job there by Enterkin on J.D. Brown. Now Enterkin going to go back underneath, repeat the slide job in 3 and 4. That's going to allow Cody Nevin. Here comes Richard Murtaugh Jr., but Nevin now going to throw his hat in the ring here. A slide job by Brown on Enterkin. Battle for the race lead. Battle for that first through third spot because there's Cody Nevin as well. Nevin on the top side, but slide job by Enterkin again, and battles throughout here as the top 3. Battle it out, all 3 in the show, but now it's a matter of 3 rows more.
Yeah, and right now it is a beautiful sight as these guys, man, are putting sliders down. Etterkin right there, blinking just a little bit, not what you want to see. But that allows Brown to get on the inside of him. Here he comes. That's Nevin right there. Those two guys are battling for the second, third. And I know Murtaugh Jr. sitting back there looking at the chomps going, you guys get into each other, and I'm definitely going to be here and take the spot away from you.
Nevin there, close to getting into Brown again. J.D. Brown, though, he lifts the front tire there, the left front tire coming out of turn number 4. Now Nevin, he's going to give him a little bump saying, I'm right here, bud. And now into turn 3 and 4 they will go. As now J.D. Brown, he's going to run a little bit of a slider line entering turn number 3 and 4. Richard Murtaugh Jr. closing in on your top 3 here as now Nevin returns the slide job in turn 1 and 2 here. J.D. Brown, Cody Nevin going at it here. White flag in the air next time by, as actually white flag is out here for Jesse Enterkin. Enterkin hunt the front, he's out in front, but right now it is a battle for that second and third spot here. It's J.D. Brown, it's Cody Nevin. There comes Nevin to the inside on J.D. Brown, side by side through into turn 3 and 4. Both cars are going to make it as long as they stay clean and green. Enterkin wins, J.D. Brown second, Cody Nevin in third. Richard Murtaugh Jr. misses the show by 1 spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, earlier on there with about 2 or 3 to go that Murtaugh Jr. definitely would have had to put the afterburners on if he wanted to actually get into the show, but just missed it by 1 spot, like you said. Wow, we've seen it tonight. That's just how it works out with the 3. But we're going to the C main here, and again, we got some stacked heavy hitters, and most notably, starting in 12, Trey Mills, Chase Hardy there in 11th. Just those 2 names way back in the back. Remember, only 3 get to go. You got John Ruggiero Jr. in this one, St. Clair, Thompson. Oh, boy. It's going to be interesting.
And, Joe, we're going to have to keep an update. I wish AJ Cruz would give me an update, but, you know, he's kind of busy running races because
AJ Cruz.
The Bengals have the ball with 2 minutes left in the tie 2020 ball game.
Yeah,
so
it's tied 20,
I'm kind of hoping that somebody keeps me updated on this one because I want to know if Joe Burrow does this again.
7 seconds left.
Are they in field goal range is the real question right now.
That part I don't know, man. It says it's on the Cincy 33.
No, they ain't close yet, but there's still a chance. There's always a chance if they do it again. There's always a chance, and there's a chance for 3 more guys to lock into tonight's feature because the green flag is out for B-main number 2.
Gotta love football and racing, man. I tell you what goes hand in hand here. Right now, you got Koonsbeck out front, Sieber there in second. They're battling 1 and 2, 3 and 4's battling with Jones and Braswell. Those 2 guys understand the assignment tonight. One of them's got to get in third, the other one's going home. John Rogerio Jr. says, hey, don't count me out, but I'm falling back to 6th place, 7th place spot with Moore at St. Clair. You got a lot of heavy hitter names up there out of the show right now.
And welcome to Super Late Model Racing at its finest, especially here at World of Thunder. Koonsbeck, Sieber, that battles for your race lead. Braswell, Jones, that's your battle for the final transfer spot. They're at it side by side. They go into 3 and 4 here, as there you see that 42 machine. But I think that's James Braswell on the top side there. Jarrett Jones on the bottom side. Matthew Selby there as well. John Ruggiero Jr. So the battles might close in here to a 4 or 5 car battle for that 3rd spot, but Joshua Koonsbeck holding on as Sieber gets into the wall yet again.
Well, I'm going to say it, man, and I know Steve's probably going to fall out of his chair when I do. Usually they say ground and pound. These guys are rumping and pounding right now because they are definitely crashing into the wall. That's going to throw the caution. Jarrett Jones got involved with that one. Whoops, not today. See who he got in with. He actually looks like he got in with Cody Sieber, who was up front. He was actually in 2nd place. So this is a slide, actually they're in 3rd place. This is a slide job going wrong. He went to the inside. They were 3 wide. The car flew up the track, nowhere to go. And from there, boom, they made a sandwich. And the top, 3 of the top cars, Thompson, Jones, Sieber. But you know what that does? You know who that helps? Guys like Trey Mills, John Ruggiero Jr., because it pulls them way back from around 7th place spot to up to 4th and 5th and all. Now, Steve.
That's fine because drama in Kansas City is about to happen as well. So, because it's 4th down with 40 seconds left. So, I'm scared, but I
like Casey.
I don't want Casey in the Super Bowl. Well, Andy Reid versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl, it sounds like a match made in heaven, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I'd rather seen the 49ers win because of Christian McCaffrey. But who the heck's going to win with a 4-string quarterback? Never seen it in my life. Green flag, Koonsbeck, Braswell, Selby, and it's a battle for 2nd and 3rd. Hardy says, I don't want to go home. Rosario does not want to go home, but right now Chase Hardy's battling his heart out. He's up to 2nd and 3rd battling. That's a battle for the transfer spot.
And don't forget Trey Mills, also right there. Mills from 12th to 6th, and he's looking for 3 more spots to make it into tonight's A-main. He goes to the inside there on Ruggiero Jr. as a slide job for the 2nd spot as well. It is a 5-6 car battle for your 3 transfer spots going on. Here comes Mills to the inside, bringing Ruggiero Jr. with him. Those 2 going after that 46 machine of Selby. Also there is Chase Hardy. It's also James Braswell Jr., Trey Mills, Travis St. Clair now closing in as well here. So you have 6th through 2nd going at it here for 3 transfer spots.
Yes, you do, and Koonsbeck's trying to paddle as fast as he can to get that car going because he's got Braswell moving in on his back bumper. He's got the low line. We've not seen anybody utilize that except for slide jobs, and now we might see the reason why, as Braswell's easily on the outside taking it away from him. Selby is there too in the tire tracks. John Ruggiero Jr. is on the outside looking in. He is sweating it right now, but he is trying to get the 3rd place. Trey Mills, 5th place. It is a cluster right here for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place spot.
Matthew Selby now has Ruggiero on the inside there. Now you see problems there, and that looks like Joshua Koonsbeck there. I think he ran out of gas as Koonsbeck is now done. Ruggiero Jr. now your 3rd spot. Here comes Mills to the outside. That's your battle for the final transfer spot. White flag in the air this time by. Here comes Mills. Inside, side by side battle between Mills and Ruggiero Jr. Battle for the top spot is Selby closing in on James Braswell. Slide job there by Mills. Here comes Ruggiero Jr. Ruggiero Jr. going to block the bottom side. Mills going to run top side here. Here comes Ruggiero Jr. Cut down line from Mills. It's Braswell, it's Selby, it's Ruggiero Jr. A drag race to the line. Ruggiero Jr. takes the 3rd and final transfer spot from Trey Mills there.
Yeah, Mills did everything he possibly could do to not have to go home, but it was just one and done. It was an awesome finish for him. Here we go, gridding it up. B main, James Clausen. Man's going to start out front. You look at this. You got Brent Evans hanging on the 11th. Tyler Berry there at 9th. Logan Rumsey up in 8th. Again, only 3 cars make it to the feature here, and got some heavy hitter names.
I need to catch my breath a little bit after that one.
That was crazy. That was wild.
That was a very good B main, and now 6 more cars were locked in there. Your final 3 will lock in here from this B main. Hauser, Tomasi, Cruz, Matthew Logan, Brent Evans. This B main, just like every other B main, it is stacked to the top, and it's going to be good.
Lawson, like you said, is going to be on this one. Valise right there starting in 2nd. Hauser up in 3rd. Tomasi. I mean, just to name a few guys, but only 3 of these cars are going to the feature here tonight, and wow.
Whew.
17 seconds left, Bob.
I know. I have it. I have it on my laptop here, as this is going to be crazy. Because guess what? Final B main green flag is out. Here we go, and the battles are on, and caution flag is out.
Sure, what that would have, maybe the start they didn't like or something.
I'm not employed by the NFL, so I'm going to say it. Don't know how that was roughing the passer, but okay. Got to protect the golden boy there.
Oh, yeah, man. Like racing. Sometimes it happens. All right, Clausen and company up front. Here we go.
Lights are out. Here we go. Final B main of the night. Going to try this. Take number 2. Green flag back out here. And it's going to be Clausen. It's going to be Valise. There's Hauser. There's Tomasi. Those two going to go at it right away. Hauser right there on the back bumper of the top 2 as those two go side by side. Now into turn 3 and 4 they will go. There is Dylan Hauser. He's in the 3rd spot. Tanner Tomasi right behind.
Yeah, you see Valise taking it on the inside, trying to go for the lead. You got Hauser going to see if he can't sneak on down there with him. He does. He takes 2nd. So Clausen goes from 1st all the way to 3rd. That puts him in the tire tracks of Tomasi. Now to Dylan Hauser is having to fight for his life in that 2nd place spot as he's got Clausen now trying to go to the inside. Tomasi trying to take a bite out of the back of Clausen to see if he can't get 3rd.
Battle for that 3rd spot here. Clausen and Tomasi going at it there. Slide job by Tomasi. Battle on for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Clausen and Tomasi. There is also AJ Cruz closing in on this battle as well. Valise starting to pull away from Dylan Hauser here. Hauser going to gain ground into turn number 3 and 4 though, as battle slide jobs here. Tomasi yet again.
Yeah, right here you got Valise out front. You got Hauser, man, right in 2nd. And you know what? There might be a couple heartbreaks as AC's going to the Super Bowl. But with that, notice you got a slide job of Hauser right now. Says, I'm the man that's going to take this win here tonight. As Valise says, not so fast. He slide jobs it back on the inside.
Battles are on. Valise holding on to that top spot there. Dylan Hauser in the 2nd spot. Then it's Clausen. Then it's Tanner Tomasi. Tomasi still trying to make a move here as it is going to come down to the wire here as they both go topside. Tomasi holds off the slider attempt there, but I can't believe it might happen here in 3 and 4. Tomasi, I think, lined it up, but not going to do it here. So Tomasi still 1 spot out.
Yeah, it is. 1 spot out. Clausen still sitting in 3rd. The top 2 guys kind of single file for the moment. AJ Cruz, he's got a shot, but he's going to need a little bit of help here to get up there to get to that 3rd place spot. He's going to need maybe Tomasi to get up here and just tangle a little bit with Clausen.
So battles are on here. Clausen, Tomasi, Cruz. That is the guys in third, fourth, and fifth. But that battle for third now heats up again as Clausen hits the wall. Tanner Tomasi takes advantage here. He's into the third spot here with 2 to run. It's Tanner Tomasi into third, and now Hauser closing in striking distance of Koivulis.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see if you're Clausen. Hit the wall, one mistake, you're probably beating yourself up. Hauser says, I'm going to take a shot for the lead. He throws a slide job on the inside. Valise says, why not? White flag one more time. These guys are going to do some crisscross moves as they head out of turn 1 and 2.
So battle for the race lead here and the win of the final B main. Here we go into turn number 3 and 4. Hauser gets into the wall. Koivulis wins your final B main of the night. Dylan Hauser and Tanner Tomasi is your top 3 moving on to tonight's A main. James Clausen, AJ Cruz, Tyler Berry, and the rest of the field will go and pack up and head to Bristol Motor Speedway for next week. The last great Coliseum will be a high bank battle for next week's action.
Well, we're going to go a little bit of warm-up, let you listen to the sights and sounds of some of these machines out here as they kind of, mess around on the track here, folks. But it's been a heavy hitter night when we get on to the feature. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, folks, here we go. Feature time. 50 laps going to be on the board here tonight. These guys, let's look at the grid in order real quick, as Robbie Buchanan is going to be the man out front in it. Blake Majulis definitely going to have a good starting position. He's going to go for 2 for 2 tonight. See if he can't complete that. Some of the guys, though, in the back, got to be where you're going to have to keep an eye on. Like Tanner Tomasi and John Rogero Jr. He's going to have to do what he does. Come from 23rd all the way to the front along with Dylan Hauser. Not saying he can't do it, but man, that's a tall order. Really. Oh.
It'd be smart if I press the right button when I go to talk and not my mute button. I'm sitting here talking and I'm like, wait, can't hear it through my own headset, so I'm not talking to anyone.
It happens. Whew. So here we go. Probably going to get our 4 wide salute here to the fans tonight as we kick off this Miller Family Trucking Super Late Model here. Been a good season to kick off and start right now. Guys, man, have done an outstanding job here at Eldora. If you haven't liked this racing, you don't think it's exciting, ain't got your hair, man, jumping up and down your skin. Look, Alex and them play golf in the Discord. You can join them sometime. But 4 wide salute. Here we go, folks, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the Miller Family Trucking Wotail Series Super Late Model here. And Wotail, 6 years ago, they formed it up, and they got 1,800 active members. Looks like they're not going to do 4 wide, though. You know what? I'm still going to tell you about it anyway. So sit back, relax, watch out for some ground pounding action. Tonight we got 50 laps here, so awesome. Here we go.
Pace car is in 50 laps. Green flag is out here at Eldora Speedway for round number 3 of the Miller Family Trucking Super Late Models. Into turn 1 and 2, Ryan Flatten, Robbie Buchanan, Logan Rumsey, Blake Majulis. Let's take it 3 wide. Into turn 3 and 4, there goes Majulis now. Majulis going to slide job for the race lead here. Here comes Logan Rumsey now battles throughout here. It's going to be Flatten, Majulis, Buchanan, Rumsey, Fuller. That's all your battles within the top 5.
You look at that field, they are 2, 3 stacked all the way back. Is this a plate race on dirt? You got to believe it is. You got Majulis out front, flat and battling each other. Behind them, they're 2x2. Behind them, they're 3x3. And 3x3 in the back also. It goes all the way back to around 15th place spot. Hauser trying to move up through the field. But you got Dylan Yeager here in 6. Out front, still flattening Majulis. Car around. Who is it? Looks like Buchanan. Let's go back and watch. I believe it is. Boy, he was up front too, and this could have been disastrous, Alex. A lot more than what it was, because he's going right in the middle of the pack. Oh, he tried to cross down and put the nose of another car, and everybody else got by. Good job.
So first caution of the A main comes out on lap number 3. But
that was an insane start.
I'm about to say, talk about a battle for the race lead right from the get-go. Flatten, Majulis, Buchanan, Rumsey, Fuller. They were all trading slide jobs left and right there. And I want to say it was Nick Baum who got into Buchanan there as Buchanan tried to cut down. Baum was already there. So a tough break there for Robbie Buchanan. But let's see how many more times we will go around before the lights go out. But might as well give a quick rundown of the schedule here following tonight's action at Eldora Speedway. So like we said, next week we will be in Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, for some dirt racing there. And then to follow that one up, we will head to Lima Land Speedway. After that, at February 19th, then February 20th kicks off the 5th annual Super Speed Week for the World of Thunder Super Late Models. February Speedway will be February 20th, February 21st. It's Kokomo Speedway in Kokomo, Indiana. Port Royal Speedway in Pennsylvania. That's February 22nd. February 23rd for the final race of Speed Week. It's Federated Auto Parts I-55 Speedway. Then the Super Late Models return to action February 26th, Lucas Oil Speedway. And then return back for another trip into Pennsylvania, March 5th, Lincoln Speedway in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, and round it out again for the second time in the season at Federated Auto Parts I-55 Speedway. So that is still yet to come here for this championship season in World of Thunder eSports League and the Miller Family Trucking Super Late Models.
And it's going to be a good one, like you said. I mean, right now we go with this Delaware double file restart, flatten out front. Rumsey there's with them. Pace car jumps in, so we got a lot of great racing coming up for you here in the next several weeks as Flatten gets to jump out front. Majulis, though, he wants to make it back to back. He's going to throw that thing down on the inside, and if you look behind him, it is still stacked up 3x3 through the field. I don't know. It's like a madhouse.
As you see right there, Blake Majulis trying to hold off Logan Rumsey. Then that battle behind there, it's Waddell, it's Yeager. Dylan Yeager trying to work his way back up into a podium spot here as Yeager started in the 9th spot. He's up to 5th. Talk about some guys moving here. Chase Barbera up in the top 10 as well here. And remember, Barbera coming from the 10th spot there as well. Dylan Wilson starting 13th. He's up to 8th. So some of these guys starting further in the back of the pack are moving through, but have some work cut out for them as well, as Wilson and Barbera battling it out right now for 8th.
Oh, car around the back. There's no call. Are you kidding me? No caution out of that. That was crazy. They were 4 wide way back there around about the 15th, 16th place spot. I think that was Corey Valise got involved a little bit with that. Meanwhile, you talking about out front because the top 3, actually about the top 7 all single file. You got to go back to around the 10th and 11th place spot for their side-by-side. That's with Brown, Barbera, Baum, Eckerton. I mean, those are some heavy hitter names back here sliding it around. The first time we've seen anybody, any kind of racing here tonight go single file. But the one thing we haven't really mentioned too fast here, Alex, is this is super late models. The other one was pro late models. There is a huge difference in power in these cars.
And Dylan Hauser is out. He is on pit road. His night is done. So I want to say Dylan Hauser was involved there in that car that was around. But Blake Majulis right now pressuring Ryan Flatten and Logan Rumsey right there as well. The top three starting to pull away, and then you have Yeager, Waddell, and there is Dylan Wilson. Now Wilson side by side there with Dylan Yeager. Those three cars now 3 wide going at it for your 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. And here comes Josh Fuller as well. So the top three pulling away. Then there's a 4-car pack. Then the rest of the field is right close then as well. So battles throughout Eldora Speedway going on. Flatten, though, holding off Blake Majulis and Logan Rumsey.
It is Flatten out front, Majulis there in 2nd, Rumsey in 3rd. Biggest battles happening here around 5th, 6th place spot with Yeager, Wilson, Fuller, as these 3 guys actually are going 3 wide. One's in the middle, one's down low because of 5 machine there. That's Nathan Waddell. He's going to see if he can't put it up underneath that man of Dylan Wilson, and he got Josh Fuller in the mix.
So battles throughout Yeager right now. Yeager holding on to the 4th spot there as caution flag is out, and you think this is a bonus for guys like Dylan Wilson, Nathan Waddell, Josh Fuller. These guys now back up with the lead pack of Flatten, Majulis, and Rumsey.
Well, the slide job went mad, or just a mad guy that went in a slide job, because Jordan just got door slammed in his car. Couldn't tell you. Either way, dude hit him in the side, had no brakes. Well, that's gonna bunch them back up here. .
13 laps in the book of this 50-lap A main event. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, and don't forget, press that notification bell so you can see all racing pretty much all week. There's racing on UDTV Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Steve McMillan, BJ Duvall will be on the call. That is for some asphalt fun. And I'm pretty sure, Joe, you've got a pretty packed schedule as well.
Yeah, I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. So I normally don't do that many, but I normally do maybe about 3 or 4. But this week, 5 days. Wow.
Woo. So it's the Bluegrass Asphalt League on the UDTV Facebook page and YouTube channel. But green flag is out here. Flatten, Majulis, and Rumsey, your top 3. Green flag back out into turn 1 and 2. They will go. Rumsey on the top side there. Majulis on the top side, Rumsey on the bottom. Dylan Wilson now in the mix as well. Here comes Wilson on the bottom side. Dylan Wilson now coming after Majulis. Slide job there is now 3 wide. There's Dylan Yeager as well.
Yeah, Yeager's going to see if he can't put the inside lane on him as he's going to try for that 3rd place. Rumsey's on the outside. Majulis hanging on the set and Flatten, the man out front, though, leading it. Man, look at Yeager. If he puts that slide job move, the problem is that car just not sticking. He's got nowhere to go on that slide job when he puts it there. The car, he can't rotate it all the way up to the top of the track, which kills all momentum that he's got when he's doing it.
Ryan Flatten starting to pull away here, but that gap is now closing in. Majulis there, it was over a half a second last time. Now Majulis has it under a half a second advantage. Logan Rumsey closing in as well here, but Rumsey has company because here comes Dylan Wilson. Wilson trying to make a run here for that 3rd spot. And then don't forget, you got guys. James Braswell Jr., he's in 12th right now. John Ruggiero Jr., we talk about hard chargers. Tanner Tomasi, 24-10. John Ruggiero Jr., 23-11. And then J.D. Brown, 19-9. Those 3 guys are making moves and making them fast.
Absolutely, like you just said. And you talk about the lap times between Majulis and Flatten. It is flip-flopping. One has one time it's fast, the other one does too. It's right there with a 15.98 to a 16.04. Not a lot of time difference. I talk about this a lot, man, over on the oval side of things. Times. What does it take to pass a guy? It's going to take more than what Majulis is doing in order to get around him. He needs a 10th or more to just go scoot on by him and put a huge slide job. Hunter's just doesn't get it done. It can get it to him, but it's going to take a while to get around him.
And there was contact between Tanner Tomasi, JD Brown. So those cars have lost about 4 spots. That moves John Ruggiero Jr. into the top 10, 23-9 for Ruggiero Jr. Another hard charging effort, and he is not done yet. He is now chasing down Thaddeus Marshall there. So John Ruggiero Jr. making some moves here, but talk about another one who made some moves. Dylan Wilson, 13-4. Trying to fend off Dylan Yeager up front as well here. So these cars right now battling it out. Some big movers, and it's right now Wilson, Ruggiero Jr., and James Braswell Jr. as well.
You always talk about the big movers. You got some that are losers. Nick Baum, Dylan Hauser, big of the 2-1 tonight. But you talk about Ruggiero, that guy, never count him out. He's up to 8th place, 15 position. He would be the hard charger tonight unless something drastically happens to him. And it seems like he just loves talking to us up here in the booth because he's either getting in the top 3 or he's making that hard charge run. Because earlier on tonight he actually got up there and was able to. Also, maybe the first time he didn't get to talk to us, but got to talk to us in the past. But 15 spots. You know that guy, man, knows how. Either he loves to come through the field or he just knows how to do it.
And on top of that, Dylan Wilson, 13th to 4th, we said. But John Ruggiero Jr., 23rd to 8th right now. And again, we say, you want to talk about big movers and losers. Robbie Buchanan, remember, he started on the pole of this one. He is back to 19th. So talk about Heartbreak City for Robbie Buchanan, starting on the pole of this super late model feature and dropping back to the 19th spot. And talk about some of those guys sitting in that 15, 16 spot. There is some hard racing going on there. 2-3 wide action. And speaking of, there's a car around, and that's Tanner Tomasi.
Wow, Tomasi going around. Let's go to replay here. Watch what happened to him. Just a little contact, but let's watch the 09 here. Against the wall on the cushion, that gets him bounced up just a little bit. Makes him lose a lot of momentum. He falls back into the clutches. And he's back up on that cushion. So the car in front of him had to slow up. He got into him. Goes low. Then he goes up high. The car just got away from him, looks like a little bit. You said it. Talking about the guys up front. I mean, the guys that are moving. Flatten. Now, Flatten and Majulis. I was watching their lap times, and they was about a 2.5 tenths difference. I talk about lap times a lot, Alex, on what it takes to pass a car. And if you watch enough, you get an idea as you set to go green. What it takes for a driver in second place just to go by a car, just simply run right by him. It takes at least a tenth and a half, maybe 2, just to make that pass clean. When you're only running a couple hundredths faster than a guy, sure, you're faster than he is, but it's going to take you a lot longer. Laps. And the problem with dirt, as we go green, laps wind down very quickly.
As they do, we are closing in here on 30 laps down to this one. And talk about guys who are excited for that caution flag. John Ruggiero Jr., Dylan Wilson. Now Dylan Wilson 3 wide there with Logan Rumsey and Dylan Yeager right now. As Rumsey was actually sandwiched there, he was in between a Dylan sandwich. As now Yeager and Wilson side by side. And where else is Dylan Yeager but on that bottom side? Car in the wall there, contact, and we're going to see we're still green. And I don't know, was that John Ruggiero Jr.? It was. So Ruggiero Jr. involved in that one. And
he's upside down,
boy,
too.
That was just...
Go back and watch, because he was the hard charger. He was up like 15, 16 spots. We'll watch him right here. He's in that 44 machine. And he's by himself. So, he got in the wall, slowed him up. The 5 was there. Then he got in the wall again. And then him and the 5 just got together. He got in the wall again. Slowed him up even more. Okay at that point until the other one stuffed his nose up underneath him. That ended that awesome run by John Ruggiero Jr. But you talk about who this benefits who this caution benefits. Blake Majulis. Because remember, I was just talking about he was about 2.5, 3 tenths back. And he was just kind of in a stalemate. Now he's got to be right there at Flatten. Sure, he's got to put up with Wilson on his inside, but he should be able to clear him pretty easily. But he's able to get that gap back. And he's been faster than Flatten. It's not been by much. We're talking maybe 2-3 hundredths. But it's fast enough he could get up there and maybe make Flatten get a mistake and get around him.
Talk about the top 5 right now. Ryan Flatten, someone who's been around for many of years here on iRacing, especially on the dirt side. Blake Majulis, who has countless wins to his name. Dylan Wilson, another guy that has countless wins to his name. Dylan Yeager, one of the few guys with Blake Majulis to win not only a World of Outlaws, a late model race, but also a sprint car race. Logan Rumsey there as well, and then Nathan Waddell now is behind in the 6th spot. But out of that top 5, I want to say 4 out of the 5 of them are pros. I'm not 100% sure if Ryan Flatten was ever a pro, but right now 4 out of the top 5 are pro drivers, and the green flag is out, and this battle is going to continue because here goes Majulis now on the top side. There is Dylan Wilson now. Wilson tried to throw a slider. Now here comes Dylan Yeager. Yeager, Wilson, Rumsey. Let's make it 3 wide for your 2nd spot. Blake Majulis, though, on the top side. Awesome. He holds on to 2nd.
Well, you know, I was going to say, we were talking about Blake Majulis there a lot beforehand, but don't count out Wilson, but caution out Thaddeus Marshall here. See what happened to him. He's in the back, a little tug, and then one of the cars just didn't get slowed down. Said, you know what? Boom. Man, on that restart, we've been talking about Blake Majulis getting a start. Oh, count Wilson and Yeager out. You said it. 4 of the 5 of the top 5 are all iRacing pro drivers. And Ryan Flatten, I mean, he could be. There's no question about it. I mean, you know, he's got that skill, got the iRacing, got everything there. So you might as well say the top 5 are definitely. But that don't exclude any of the top 10. I mean, I'm looking at some of these guys. There's just talent throughout this field.
There is, and again, that's why World of Thunder is one of the best, if not the best, dirt racing league on the service, because they bring the talent, and from front to back. Even we saw it in the B mains of guys that didn't make it. Green flag is out here. There's guys that are packed up and done for the night that were top dogs in this point race, but green flag is out here. Flatten, Majulis, Wilson, your top 3 right now. Dylan Wilson up the 10 spots here, and there's Coy Valise. Coy Valise, he's up 18th to 9th, so there's guys like Braswell 17th to 8th, and JD Brown 19th to 10th. So these guys making moves, and they're making even more moves, because there goes Brown to the inside on Valise. That's a battle within your top 10, battle for the 9th spot.
And Flatten says, I'm out of here, gone. That's what he wanted to see behind him. Them guys battling it up as Wilson slowed up Majulis. Majulis is just not quite fast enough yet to close that gap, because I think the time might run out. As I say that, he moves up on his back bumper a little bit. And so Blake Majulis is trying everything he can do. Wilson's there, Yeager's there. And that's the thing. If Majulis goes for that move, he's got to worry about Wilson coming in there stealing it from him.
As right now, all cars went to the top side as lap traffic there in between these cars. He's going to stick to the bottom side. Top dogs up top, and that's Flatten. That's Majulis. That's Wilson. Then you have Yeager, Rumsey. Again, still your same top 5 here, but talk about someone who's had to work his way into the top 5. That's Dylan Wilson, and Wilson right now trying to close in on that 127 yet again.
Well, he's going to be in a battle with the tie for Hard Charger. I'll get it out in a second. He's up 10 spots. Well, and as I said that, J.D. Brown was up 10 spots. Now he's falling back. So it's going to be Dylan Wilson with that. As long as he don't stay in the top 3, he's going to get the Hard Charger. If not, if he stays in the top 3, the battle's going to be between Braswell and Valise, who is now. They're up 9 spots. Because like we said earlier, John Ruggiero Jr. unfortunately getting caught up. But everybody's kind of calmed down up front for the moment with 14 to go. Yeah, I know these laps wind off really quickly. You want to be patient. You want to be there at the end. Does Blake Majulis have anything for Flatten right now?
And talk about another Hard Charger right now. Matthew Selby started 20th. He's up to 13th. So he might have a chance at a Hard Charger here tonight as well. But up front, the guys are up top, and that looks to be the place they want to be. And that is Flatten, Majulis, Wilson, the top 3 pulling away here. But then you look back, Fuller and them, they have some company as there are some battles here. Brandon Freeberg, he's battling it out right now as Freeberg trying to hold on to the 9th spot. He has company though behind him, J.D. Brown, Coy Valise, and Jordan Casey. Those 3 cars coming on Brandon Freeberg as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, 8th, 9th, and 10th place. Valise, Brown, Freeberg, and company. Those guys are all stacked up because your top 2, 3, about 4 are all single file for the moment. You know, Majulis is seeing what he can do, but yeah, look at that slide job Brown does back here on Valise. These 2 guys are going at each other, and you got Casey behind them.
J.D. Brown as the back pack here, the mid-pack, they're racing pretty hard here, but caution flag is out, and I don't know who.
Corey Naveen, Evan. He's by himself, and these cars come flying up in here. Oh, he just got. Oh man, watch that again, because he was riding around, minding his own business, and a lap car just out of nowhere. I'm gonna say it's a lap car. It's a car, just out of nowhere. What happens here is, we're riding. Oh, there's cars got entangled up together up there, and then the one just slid up, and he had nowhere to go. Man, there was a wreck involved in front of him. Ow. Talk about heartbreak. Flattened though. That has been the man all night. Can he hang on to it though here at the end? 10 to go.
Sad to say there are some mangled cars here tonight.
No hurt feelings too.
So what it was, it was Selby and Casey that got into each other there, battling it out. And Casey then goes down and came up. So tough break for guys like Jordan Casey and Cody Nevin. They had to, they worked their butt off to be where they are, especially Cody Nevin, who's in the top 10 in points. And again, for some of these guys, you got to be smiling, especially you think Dylan Hauser, he's out. Tanner Tomasi, he's out. John Ruggiero Jr., he's out. Like some of these guys, they got to get their work put back in here, because the rude awakening is come next week, you're halfway done, and it's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah. And you just talked about it right there. Guys out, Tomasi, Rosario, Buchanan, and Hauser, just 4 of top guys out of it, here tonight so far. So anything can happen with this race, but it's been all flat in here so far. He's hoping to hold off to it. He loves this single file restart because that lets him control everything. But does Majulis have anything for him? And can he hold off a hard charging Wilson behind him? We're about to find out as green flag flies.
Green flag back out. Everyone goes to the bottom side there in 3 and 4. Let's see. They're going to go top side, though, in 1 and 2 here. As who's going to go to the bottom side? The bottom side is known to come in, especially at this point of the racetrack. So let's see who's going to go to the bottom first, who's going to test it out and see if it's there. And, it's one of those, if you test it and it's there, you're going to pass cars. If you test it and it's not there, you're going to lose spots.
And you talk about that. That is a real good thing because everybody's single file up top riding in the tire tracks, and this is most notably what Eldora is known for. And that right there is what Majulis would like to see. Flatten hits the wall, makes a mistake. The problem is he couldn't capitalize, and the man that's going to capitalize is Wilson. He's going to see if he can't dive it down on the inside. And this is what you were mentioning. If somebody goes low, you lose so much momentum down there on the bottom side. You saw Wilson. He had second for the moment, but as soon as he went down there to try that slide job, now he's way back in 4th.
Now you see, though, Logan Rumsey there. He saw the advantage there of Majulis and Wilson going at it. That Logan Rumsey actually took advantage. He's now in the 3rd spot. He went to the bottom, stuck the bottom for a quarter there, and then he came up top on a slide job. So Logan Rumsey might have found something there, but now it's a question of is anyone else going to go there and when, because laps are winding down here. We are going to have 4 laps to run this time by.
I think Blake Majulis is thinking, the only way I'm going to get around him is go to the low side. But remember, he talked about he did not want to do that. He wants to stay up high. His caution's out. There's Dylan Yeager. Dylan Yeager back here in Steve. His night has just got worse. Oh, just a product of a slide job going wrong by the red machine out there. And then he's just going to park it. But you know what? If it wasn't tore up before, it's tore up now. Frustration. That's what that looked like.
There are some mangled race cars tonight, to say the least.
Bad people. Race controllers had their hands full tonight. Not the position I want. I don't know about you. You want that position, Alex?
No, I enjoy this position very much. I get paid to talk.
We get the joys of calling out the wreck, with it not counting whether how we see it, not getting yelled at either.
We've made the joke. We've made the joke before. We have, in our terms, because we do it so often, we have one of the easiest jobs. Everyone else says our job is difficult. We have one of the easiest jobs. We get paid to talk and watch racing.
Awesome.
You tell me how many people,
man.
You tell me how many people would, they say, about the mics. Look what we do for a living. We have fun doing it.
I love it, man. I love it. I do, man. And I know the drivers have fun.
Day in and day out.
Awesome. Green flag. Flatten gets that good jump out front. Majulis there in second. Rumsey hanging on to the third place spot. I'm just wondering what Majulis is going to have to do. What is the strategy he's going to have to pull here? A slide job maybe on the last lap? That's the only thing I can see at this moment.
Well, let's find out, because 2 laps to go here. Ryan Flatten looking for, if not his first ever win, his first win in maybe a matter of a few years here in World of Thunder. Ryan Flatten going to have to hold off the 127, the top dog when it comes to wins in World of Thunder history. That is Blake Majulis behind him. Majulis closing in on him right now here. 1 lap to go. Flatten, Majulis out of turn number 1 and 2. It's still Flatten. Majulis goes to the bottom side. Here comes that slider from Majulis for the race lead and the race win. Majulis slides up. Ryan Flatten wins at Eldora Speedway, and it is Blake Majulis coming home in second. Logan Rumsey in third. Dylan Wilson and Josh Fuller, your top 5. And I tell you what, Blake Majulis made the move, and you see the rub in there. I think that's a good race sign there for Ryan Flatten. Blake Majulis tried everything he had through the slider, and it just happened to be a matter of time. And you see the congrats for Ryan Flatten there from the drivers. Ryan Flatten pulls off the miracle at Eldora and knocks off Blake Majulis, Logan Rumsey, and Dylan Wilson. What a finish for the 15 machine of Ryan Flatten.
And I called it. I think it was the only move that Blake Majulis could do to try to even get around Flatten, but we've seen all night long, as soon as you try that slide job, you lose so much momentum as soon as you complete it. The guy that you just did it on is just going to go zoom right by you. But it was the only thing that Majulis could do out of his playbook to get this thing done, hopefully for the win. But coming home in second, I mean, he won earlier tonight, come home in second here. What a show. But Ryan Flatten definitely poured his heart out, won this thing here tonight, and what a race. And we're see here, actually, we'll bring up Blake Majulis here. Let's get a word with him.
Coming home in the second spot tonight, Blake Majulis. And Blake, I'll tell you what, you tried everything you could there. You threw the slide job, you threw the haymaker there, but Ryan Flatten just looked untouchable tonight, and you made it count. And I tell you what, he got the bottom there, but what a finish between the two of you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm stoked right now. Flatten joined our team a couple months ago, and he sucked when he first got on here, and he'll admit that. And now he's winning against the best. And I mean, honestly, I'm just so happy for the guy. I don't care where I finish. To see him win is amazing, and to come home 1-2 is great. He ran a great race. He never made a mistake. We were talking through the race, and he was just doing his thing, and it worked out for him. And we were pretty close. Might have been identical in setup, and it dominated. Once we got five laps in, we were pulling away every lap. So I'm so stoked for the guy. I'm so proud of him, and just happy to be here, man.
And we saw, the little rub by you at the end of the race. We saw a lot of CFM cars come up and give him a rub at the end of the race. So it shows the emotion and camaraderie between CFM cars here tonight. But talk about the domination yet again. CFM eSports sweeps the night again here at World of Thunder.
Yeah, I love it. I think you put it just right. Just sweeping everything, really, man. All week, officials, anything it is, really, we're just killing it and everything. Sprint cars, modifieds, supers, pros, everything. And it's not just one or two guys. It's our whole crew. The whole crew is putting in work, and we're killing everybody. And like I said, it's been a really great journey. The last 5 weeks we've came together harder than ever, and it's really, really showing. Like I said, I think everybody can see, and numbers do not lie, and they will not lie.
Well, we know you got a lot of great sponsors and a lot of great people backing that 127 machine. So take some time and thank them here for another podium.
Yeah, I got to thank you, Alex. I think you word everything great. I think you announce great. I think you do a great job. I appreciate you and your time every single week and your hard work. I appreciate it very much. Majula Say Speed Shop, obviously. Unfortunately, Evan couldn't be here tonight, but I'm sure he'd be right up there with us. So, got to thank all my guys at CFM. Congrats to Ryan, Braswell coming from the rear, Coy, Selby, Bob, Nevin, everybody, even Yeager. He made some mistakes, but we all made the show. We all did a great job tonight. I got to thank every single customer, all our supporters, and that's honestly, I'm just going to end it right there.
Well, what a great run for that 127 machine. Wins the Pro Late Model feature, comes home in second. That is Blake Majulis.
Awesome run for him tonight, man. That's Blake Majulis, one bad dude. And I got cracked up what he said there, because we're going to bring up the winner here and get a word with him. But said he sucked when he came into the team, but definitely did tonight. Ryan, you in the booth? You got a copy?
I'm here.
Well, Ryan, Blake said when you came into the team that you sucked. Well, tonight you can go back and say, hey, man, I'm the number one man here. And an awesome run. Like you said, CFM, joining those guys. I mean, you got a good group there. I mean, no other to learn by with Evan C., Blake Majulis. And how was you feeling in that car?
Man, we're pretty glued. Yeah, dude, like Blake said, I mean, when I come back on here, I took a pretty lengthy break, I guess you'd say, and just kind of quit taking it serious. And with racing my real car and work and kids and everything, I couldn't get on here much. So, yeah, Blake has been a huge help. Nick, I mean, all the guys over at CFM, they got me back up to speed, and obviously it's shown. I don't know if I've actually won a Wotel race before, so, yeah, it feels pretty dang good.
Well, like you just said, there you go. It's in the record books. You won it tonight here for the Miller Family Trucking Super Late Models, and you did it against some of the best of the best. I've always talked about Blake Majulis. That guy, that's one bad, fast cat out there and knows how to get it done. And, to be teamed up with him is awesome. But, man, I mean, take us through. Was you a little worried on some of those cautions that he might be able to throw a slide job on you?
No, I figured as long as I got my corner right on the restart where I could get a good launch, it was going to be hard for him to do that, which it was. And then the only shot that he'd had there was that last lap, and I was just playing it way too cautious with 3 to go when we had that yellow. So, but no, dude, my car was good all night. Blake had it on kill, and yeah, man, it's them, that group over there. We get along so great, and it's no drama when we're in Discord. We just turn laps, have fun, cut it up, and it's been a hell of a ride for sure.
Well, what you just said right there is what it's about, teamwork, and it makes it a dream here. You put it in victory lane. You got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yeah, Majula C Speed Shop, Chris Ferguson Motorsports, TAC 3, NLRA with Nick. Kind of joined that deal, and then we all went over to CFM. So really, Nick and T-Berry and all them guys kind of got that rolling. And yeah, man, it's been fun. Them guys are great to hang out with. I can't thank them guys enough. And you guys for the broadcast, and Wotel for putting this stuff on. These guys are the best of the best, man. So we'll catch them next week.
I'll put you in the top dog with them, too. Again, congratulations on that win, Ryan.
Thanks, man.
There you go, and it's awesome. And, I love the rivalry between the CFM, Majula Say Speed Shop, and the House of Speed, because there's a huge rivalry between all those cars. But, man, I'm going to bring up the third place man, Logan Rumsey, up here, and let's get a word with him here, Alex.
Logan Rumsey, 1, represents the great state of Pennsylvania, but 2, another podium run here, and just keeps the points chance alive here. But, man, for a little bit there, they did not make it easy on you.
Yeah, the car was really good there for like the start and kind of mid-half of the race, and it kind of just started to fade. And I was just trying to stay in the third or top 5, top 3 or top 5, because last week we were running good and ran out of fuel, so it kind of hurt our points, and gonna have to use last week as a drop. So I was just happy to stay in third, and it was kind of challenging. I got dropped back to 5th on one of those restarts, and we rebounded back to 3rd.
Well, and the real question, we talked about it on the broadcast throughout that race, was there any chance, did you think about going to the bottom and seeing if the bottom was there, or were you content staying up top?
Yeah, I tried it a couple times, and there just wasn't really anything there. My setup was kind of just built for the top, so it wasn't very good down there anyway. So, and I knew I didn't really have a chance to win. My car just wasn't as good as the Blake and Flatten there.
Well, we know you got a lot of great teammates and a lot of great sponsors backing that 41 machine. So take some time and thank them here tonight.
Yeah, just gotta thank JC Floyd from House of Speed for spotting me, and Colton Herbert, and Hauser for helping out a little bit, and Steve for putting up the league. You guys are broadcasting it. It was pretty fun.
That is your third place finisher tonight of Logan Rumsey and Joe. You get our hard charger, James Braswell Jr. Talk about putting on a show. James Braswell Jr. gets the hard charger.
Absolutely. And James, you in booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you was able to hard charge it through that field. How rough was it to come through seemed to be a very racy style field?
Oh, it definitely was. You know, the dust is flying. You can't see. You're in VR. It makes it even worse. So, yeah, I mean, we just took our knowledge from the pro race, try to stay out of all the wrecks. We got caught up in one little one that dinged our spoiler just a little bit. But other than that, yeah, we stayed out of trouble the whole race and got to pick off a couple of cars here and there.
Oh, no doubt, man. Definitely coming through the field here now. Is this one of your favorite tracks here at Eldora?
It's definitely like top 3, top 5. It is. Definitely is.
Hey, you look like it was too, man. Storming through that field. You got anybody you want to thank for a good hard charge finish?
Yeah, man, I'd like to thank my team over at Team CF Film, Chris Ferguson, Shot Fergie 22, and I'd like to thank Blake and Evan for all the help they do. And shout out to my teammate Ryan Flatten, man. He got the win tonight, man. It's awesome. And appreciate y'all doing this broadcast tonight for us.
There you go. That's the hard charging man tonight, James Bradwell. Well, Alex, I mean, there's no words can describe a lot of the action we saw tonight because it was off the charts. These guys put on a show from the pro late models to the super late models. It was awesome.
Great racing is an understatement. 2 great finishes tonight. No matter where you looked, okay, we might have had some cautions here and there, but it still ends off great. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, now, again, we ran through the schedule and we'll run through it real quick again. Next week, the pro late models and the super late models, they are back in action at Bristol Motor Speedway. Then it's Lima Land in Lima, Ohio for the super late models, and their week continues February 20th through the 23rd. It'll be Fairbury Speedway, Kokomo Speedway, Port Royal Speedway, and Federated Auto Parts I-55 Speedway for the Super Speed Week. Then they return to action with the Pro Late Models. Sunday for Lucas Oil Speedway, that's February 26th. March 5th, Lincoln Speedway, Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, and then Federated Auto Parts I-55 rounds out the 8-race season yet again for the Pro Late Models and the Super Late Models here for World of Thunder. This is the 6-year anniversary of World of Thunder, and great racing so far. 3 weeks in the book. Another 5 yet to go before we crown 2 more champions.
You talked about it. It's 20th season 2 here. Wotel. It's been exciting so far. Don't miss it next week. For myself and everyone, again, everybody, have a good night.